a Swami in a small cafe where I went for coffee and beignet, waxed wise with witty wisdom about love between men and women. With one wife, don't ever stay. Go find yourself a harem, then you'll never stray. Since then, I've learned all men are dumb who give advice on women. Why, I ask, would any man want more than one wife at a time? Although it surely isn't a crime. Maybe, I cried as I tried to grasp the Swami's new suggestion, logic or strange wish, before I got indigestion from the coffee and beignets piled high upon my dish. If it's like taking many dates to a ball at once, like a greedy dunce, just to get a better chance to dance. You think, perchance? The Swami turned on me like I'd transgressed all bounds of modesty and true civility. Then he cried with calm tranquility, "No way, Jose. No man can dance with more than one wench at a time." Then why, O wise man? I chided quite sarcastically. Would you ever want more than one wife at a time? A wise horseman keeps his stable full of fillies, he said, although he can ride no more than one mare at a time. No way! But because he's able to ride many fillies from his stable in a day, the Swami answered, pleased to say but quite dejectedly, because the facts are facts. That way, if any wife should ever say nay, or leave a bloody trail upon the hay, even if she was not a virgin, I asked to suggest that if she were, then all would be okay, and you hadn't even called on Caesar's surgeon for a section? I asked just to check off all his options. Yet the Swami gave another reason that didn't really sound too much like treason to mankind. You still can have another wench each night. Whenever you wish you may, or wish you might, hold one tight and still might have a different one each night, if you have a harem. I began to write just what the Swami had said until I got contrite. Hell, even poets don't have license to bite with such honesty and clarity in our common tongue. Parlez-vous français? I asked to find out just what the old Swami might say. Pardon-moi, the Swami begged. Does it really matter what tongue I say? I want them all my way. Like old MacDonald or Burger King, I sneered, and his feistiness reappeared. Then they all still have to treat me nice. No matter what, my tongue will suffice. They dare not turn their hearts or lips to ice, or I'll just entice another of my many wives. I won't seduce some little girl, or rob a cradle or manger to find some pearl, and I don't have to suffer some old feisty bitch or stranger, or play with myself like the old Lone Ranger whenever I've got the itch, bragged the glad old Swami. Yet there still is one hitch, I told the sad old Swami, so my daughter could hear all the truth over coffee and beignets. What if one of your wife's a witch who you cannot satisfy for all the truth over coffee and beignets? You'll still have to suffer all her moods that shift as she finds new things to criticize. Some men can do no good in some blind bitch's eyes, although they'll drop their britches for almost any guise. Then turn with little hesitation or any revocation for any cause or pause at all. So an aggravating harem will always be a terror to scare men, as long as we all suffer from one wife or many others, alone or all together. There just is no nirvana, while men must plow the earth and the women lying on his hearth. I said, old Swami, the more wives that you marry and the more wives that you get to tarry, spread an eagle on your bed, even if they are not hairy, you'll soon find them rather scary, old Swami. The more you have and the more they'll drag you down by the anchor that they're made to fit around to hold your soul, of which you should become more wary, until you give up on your scary, hairy harem and recant your sad and mad philosophy. Take my good advice and pure philosophy. Give up excessive lust and fire, and love just what your heart and soul, not what some body parts desire. Never let your body mire. I pressed my argument in what are only obligations to some legal vows you made when you were drunk on love, but never make or keep you were sober, and you never would have disrobed her if a wife looked then like she does now. You really don't desire to be so near her, or even hear her complaining at a distance from your point of entry, which should stop her from talking or squawking about her needs. Save time to fight the real fights for your real rights and justice you admire, and of which you'll never tire, like the struggles of which I sing and always will admire. Written by Ed Romar, 1958 to 2009. Thank you.